Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Museum. We are back in the Bungle Wasteland and there are a few things that we need to update on as usual. Panoptic Pillar level 3 is now in there, that is done. I went back to the security museum, the pop-up, and we ground that out basically. We needed to catch, I think it was 30 and unveil 30 criminals, and we did that. And I have to kind of go back to a previous video which I'd mentioned that has a guide on how to achieve that, because there are two types of criminal organizations that appear in that level, the Bogeymen and the Golden Molars. And the trick that I shared to capture the Golden Molars seems to have been patched out, as some of my commenters on that video have kind of pointed out. In a way, they have been trying the methods that I used and it hasn't worked, which is unfortunate, but I was able to do it with the Bogeymen. They basically jump out of the toilet and you can reveal them very quickly. So yes, we have everything kind of done up here, and very much like last time, we got our mulchematic sorted, we got the 10 plants destroyed, we got the mulch that we needed to make the plant camouflage, and today's episode is going to be about going on new expeditions. We are pretty much at the limits here. We can get the security labs now. We've done that, that's 100%. Sorry, it's the chemical labs that we need to go to. We'll unlock 3 perks and a workshop project there. We need a science expert and an assistant, so we are going to send a science expert. We have Victoria Pigmento. Victoria is going to go, and we need to try and get up to 15 to avoid this illness. We've also got chemical combustion, which is an injury, and subterranean tremor, which is an injury. We can send an assistant. We do have a level 8 assistant, which will still give us the illness, but will actually remove all of the others. And also, they have aerodynamics. It's not aerodynamics I want, actually. It's this one. So we'll take Imogen with us, and Imogen actually reduces the speed of our expeditions. Well, increases the speed of our expeditions, so they are faster. We'll make it detailed. We will take we can take the illness elixir, which prevents 1 illness. And we will do that because we're going to be gradually getting the survey levels anyway, so we'll do that. Then I'm going to go to my workshop and I am going to create some new illness elixirs just to keep that topped up to 5. Now, we are probably going to be going on quite a few expeditions, so we'll make 5 more of those. There we go. Right, we'll get a workshop underway there. And I want to move these around a little bit. So we do have our tour in, but also obviously these contraptions, we're going to get more of those as we progress through the level. So I'm wondering if we create a brand new area here for our lovely creations and have all of the kind of old style stuff, the classic contraptions, in this area. Then we've got this little space out here that we can grow into, which could be useful. So I reckon what we can do is we'll move the custom contraptions into this area here. So down here, I've got a nice space for this one. We'll put it right there. That is the beautification beam. Then we will place the spar point down here. And I'll leave the decorations that I've actually got in place down there. Then we'll put the mulchematic in, and that is going to go probably here, right there. I think that's a decent location for it. Unless, let's just move the beautification beam over to here. We'll put the mulchematic in that little space there. We'll have it sticking out a little bit so I can fit in some decorations. And I don't actually like the way this wall goes, so I'm going to have it come out a little bit more so that it's more in line, but it's not actually because of the way that this goes. So we'll come to here and then we'll just lock it in like that. That's a little bit better. Then I could actually get rid of this little wall here behind the staff room, the staff building, the staff access for the ticket booth. That's much better actually. Then we will, I don't want to edit the building, I want to pick up the spar point, we'll move that out of the way. Then we'll keep the beautification beam here. And again, that will jut out a little bit, but we could put it on an angle. Although I think there's an area there where people can stand next to the beautification beam. So we'll put that there. Then we will have the spar point go here on an angle. We'll take the Panoptic Pillar. That can kind of go in the middle, like here, I guess. And then we've only got the sprinkler pump to sort out as well. Now the sprinkler pump can go, I guess it could go here as well, there, and that kind of gives us a little bit of a well spread out area. Then we just need to move this tour stand, which we will place let's put it here as they come into this area. And if we just redo the tour, so I'll remove everything from the tour, then we'll reset it. So it's going to go around here, finishing there. Bad decoration, but we're going to sort that out now when we put in our decorative items. Then I'm just going to shift some stuff around so I can actually get rid of that hanging info stand, and we'll get rid of the desert twigs. So this area kind of comes ready now for when we want to put some classic contraptions in there. We're going to see what is returned from the chemical labs, and it looks like we have a brand new thing. We've got the judgment clouder there, so we'll go back on a new expedition back to the chemical labs to get the remaining perks. And again, we'll take the same team just to boost our stuff, and we will once again put an illness elixir in there and make it detailed, and off they go. Right, good, that's decent. Now then, down here, we've got the illness elixir being made as well, and we just need to decorate these locations. So our spawn point needs to be near any science decoration. This one hates litter. That needs to be near a science decoration. That one hates litter, and that one. So we just need decorations near them. We need to make and display a judgment clouder to get the next star. So once that workshop is finished, the judgment clouder was fairly big, so it might well be that we move the gift shop a little bit or do something to make this area a little bit better. Maybe we could move the Panoptic Pillar to here and just place it on an angle, and then we've got space there for the judgment clouder. Alternatively, we move the Panoptic Pillar to here so that the whole thing kind of angles around, but then we'll need to do something creative with our walls. So actually, I'm going to do that. We're going to put in a nice little wall here, and then we can move the sprinkler and the Panoptic Pillar into these corners here, like so. Then we can have this wall come down again. We've got that going to there. That's good. Right, then we'll put in a staff door, because they're going to need to come through there, because there's no current access to that part of the museum. So that staff door can go there, and that's kind of nicely hidden away, so that's good. And then we can start placing new things. But I mean, this long wall here isn't ideal, but as we put more exhibits in, it should even out a little bit. So if we go to our tour stand again and look at our tour setup, the length is still perfect, the cohesion is still perfect, it's just the decoration that is currently bad. So if we go over here and we go to our science decorations, we can now actually start putting like these pipes and stuff on the walls. So I can put one there. I don't really like that that's squeezed into the corner so much, so let's just move the Panoptic Pillar to here, and then the sprinkler, and we've got boggy men coming in as well. Then we might be able to move these pipes a little bit further along so they're more central. That's better. Now, we know our boggy men come out of the toilet, so what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly, so we can carry on with this build, we're going to place the security chair right here, if I can. Let's move this bin to here. Then we'll place the security chair in, and the security chair can go right there. So now, as soon as the boggy men come out of the toilet, we will be able to catch them pretty much straight away. Then I'm actually going to put another security chair right here. And then any boggy men who leave through the door, anybody who leaves through the door, we get the energy boost perk, which is good. And then we'll straight away a new expedition, and then we'll get back to decorating. So again, Victoria Pigmento and Imogen Pugwash. We will take an illness elixir, we'll make it detailed, and off they go. 85% boost to our survey level on there. We've got the rewards for a pop-up expedition, exhibit, not expedition, and then we go do some more science decor. So the rotating cog can go in. It would be nice to have like a rotating cog on the wall, I think, but we'll put that one there. We can then put the valve planter in. I think these are going to be nice to place around the sprinkler, and then like the magnifying glass can go in here like that, and a trolley planter kind of like there near the door. And then we'll put a science banner in here. Do we have anything that's kind of like, I don't know, we don't by the looks of things. I was looking for a plant-based science banner, but we don't have one. Let's go with this little mechanical looking one going here where the Panoptic Pillar is, and then we've got a cog shelf. Actually, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I thought there might have been something that I could use here. So they go in, and then we'll finish off with the wall cogs if they'll fit. Yes, perfect. Right, that's a nice little display. So we will put in a wide wall info stand right here. And let's stick a hanging one, just a little floating hanging one right there as well. And we'll place that in front of the magnifying glass. It can't go behind, so it'll have to go in front. We've got a dilemma on our expedition. What is it? Let's have a quick look up to here. And what have we got? Your team discovers a giant circular tube connected to a variety of circuits and monitors. One of your staff postulates it could be a particle collider. Check the monitors. We're not going to climb inside and investigate. We get some money. It's not a hadron collider, but some kind of human propulsion system that you managed to sell to a nearby theme park owner for a handsome fee. Perfect. Right, that worked out pretty well. Then over to here, where, what's this? The spar point. Right, okay. So let's decorate the spar point. We are going to put in pipes, I think will be good here, because it looks like there's water coming in. We'll put the valve pipe in here as well, just by the wall, if we can get it in. Right there, nice. We'll put some more cogs in. Nope, maybe a shelf then. There's an alternative version of this shelf. That looks pretty nice. Let's put that in. That gets that up to 5 out of 5. And then we'll come back and we'll decorate it with some banners and stuff in a moment, but for now, let's go with these. So there's a pipe planter there, which we'll put on an angle. We'll put the cog in here. Some more wall cogs just to make it look a little bit more uniform. I could do with moving this one central. That's better. And then looking here, what have we got? Let's put in, there's another way to have this planter, so we'll put that in there. That takes it up to 4. And then a light bulb wall lamp at the back would be nice. And then, is there an alternative on this one? Yes, there is. Just a different rotation on them. Good. Then let's put some metal plants in. So we'll place one here and one here. Oh, we can't access that now. Right, let's just put that one there then. And we'll see what else we can place down. Scientific. Can we adjust this as well? Oh yeah, we've got a 3-tier version of that. That's nice. And then the magnifying glass can go in here. I guess if we block off the door as best we can, that'll be a nice way to finish this area off. Like that. So they kind of need to go behind the banners to get through that door. Then we can place some information stands here. I'm going to put a wide hanging info stand here if I can. We'll just rotate it a little bit so we get those nice set pieces looking in there. That's perfect, actually. Right, then we can place a large donation stand right in the middle here, so that guests can give us all of their money. Right, looking over here, we will just copy the sounds, get the ambient speakers placed down, and that should finish off this area with some nice buzz boosts. Great. Open on our crate now. It's another perk, obviously, duration boost, which is good. Then looking at that, we didn't make a lot of profit, but we should now start making a bit more now that everything is kind of up and running in that new section. So we're not going to autofill, we're going to take Victoria again, Imogen Pugwash to go as well. We'll take the elixir. Looking at our stats here, we're at pristine, so this next one will 100% our survey level, and we get the last perk as well, which is great. And we have finished making all of those elixirs, so we are going to go and make the Judgment Clouder. Now we need to get 50 guests to view this one, and that will be absolutely perfect. We'll get the tier 2 version of it unlocked. It can go probably in this location here. We might need to adjust the area that we have the donation stand in, but there we go. We're making 10,000 now. That's a good monthly profit. We have security guards set up there to watch the museum. There is one exit down here that we might need to change out. So let's just very quickly, we're going to remove that metal archway and we're going to replace it with a security door right there. Then we'll put another security stand in right here. So that can go just there, and a security guard should go and sort that out now. Right, okay, so things are flowing pretty nicely. We've got to go back to the chemical labs. We are currently creating our Judgment Clouder, and this might actually give us our second star, which would be absolutely spot on. Right, here it is, the Judgment Clouder, and it needs to go in right here. That is a good location for it. It obviously is going to need Right, the Scent Situator is not an exhibit, but a utility item that can be built in the workshop. We need all the science we can find and fabricate if we want to fix the oasis. So we need to make a Scent Situator in the workshop. We need exhibits from 3 different themes again. And then we need to display buzz, which we've got. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. The one thing that we don't have is the 3 different types of exhibits. But if we get another pop-up, we can place that and that will count as an arts exhibition. So we've got the Judgment Clouder in, which has consumable. It currently has the environment cloud. Let's put the buzz cloud in because our environment's pretty good, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. Then we can change our tour a little bit because we're going to add in the Judgment Clouder and we're going to move it up so that it's just a nice circular route. That's done. Perfect. Okay, good. We could do with some more security guards because I imagine they are all just kind of sat down now. Ah, Raymond Pomp, that is perfect. You are going to go and collect that donation. Thank you very much. Great. So we have that. Now let's go back to our workshop because we need to start a new project and we are creating the Scent Situator. Let's start that off now. Then going over here to the Explorer helipad, we should now have chemical labs 100%. Perfect. Going over to the collapsed tunnels, we need the deluxe drill, which we can't get yet. So we are now at the limit of our exploration here in the Bungle Burrows. But let's have a look at what else we've got then, because this is going to kind of dictate where we end up going to next. Although it's not, because we still need to do another challenge mode. We need to go to remote rock, so that'll probably be our next episode. But I guess we just have to wait until we get a pop-up exhibit. We should get one soon enough. We'll get an offer for that very soon. Let's have a look at our sticker book. It is just the addition of the Judgment Clouder, and we should have enough people visiting that. Let's just have a quick look, actually. If we go to our workshop, we're at 43% workshop power there now, which is really good. Could we do some training? Have we got anybody who is ready for training? The Scent Situator has now been placed. Now, do we just drop this in? It's got to be placed on a wall. So if we put our Scent Situator right here, how long does that work for and what does it do? Appetizing fragrance that increases our guest hunger, increases desire to visit a gift shop. Let's do that one. So we'll pick that up and we'll place it. I guess we can put it here so that when they walk in, their desire to visit a gift shop increases massively. And then they'll go to the gift shop and buy more stuff. That's pretty good going, actually. We've got litter building up in here, so we could probably do with putting in some bins. Let's have a look at what bins we've got. Do we have a science bin yet? Wetlandian, space, paint can. No, we don't. We don't have a science-themed bin yet. But we will just put down a standard bin. We'll place it kind of behind the tour stand there. We'll put another one down there. And I guess we'll put another one on this side of the Judgment Clouder as well. Now, we can make a level 2 Judgment Clouder. So let's get that done. And what do we need for the level 3? We need 100 guests to view it. So I'm going to pin that objective so that I can keep an eye on it, because it really won't take us long to do that. And then we can get the level 3 done before the end of this episode. And what have we got? 3 themes of exhibits we need. We could, you know, I have been playing with the idea of having Digiverse stuff in here, but I'm not so keen on the idea just yet. Anyway, the Department of Culture is coming. So I guess we just wait for an art expedition to come in. That'll probably be the best one to do. Exhibition. Terrible for that. Right, okay. So do we have anybody who's ready for training? That's one thing I was going to look at. We have Randy Rolfe, who's busy sweeping litter at the moment. They have photographic memory and snake charmer. So it's probably best if we give them pilot wings, because they'll be able to reduce our expedition and they'll be a janitor that goes out on expeditions. That would be really helpful for us. But looking at it now, everything's looking pretty good. I think we could probably think about getting a cafeteria placed in now, because we have a little bit of space. Ah, Natalie Radical now has training. Customer service, let's give her... She currently has, yeah, it's just happiness. So let's give her customer service level 2. Don't have anybody who can work specially in the ticket booth. So let's have a look. We've got Charlotte Bird, and we've got Toby Markenfield. None of them are really good. Charlotte Bird comes with the training. That's our level 2 Judgment Cloud I put in. Now, do I have a perk to boost the cost of selling it? Yes, we do, limited edition. So we're going to install that perk. We have built the Judgment Cloud at level 2. So we'll place that in. Once that perk has been installed, we'll be able to sell that off, make a nice profit on it, and then place the new one in and start having people view that. In fact, let's have people starting to view that now, because we can get that sorted quite nicely. We're going to change the cloud. We're going to give it Buzz. That has now had the perk installed. Perfect. We are going to sell it. And then we are going to move this Judgment Clouder into its place. Then we need to adjust our tour again. We will add the next Judgment Clouder to it. Perfect, and then we'll just move it up the ranks a little bit to get it in a nice circle again. Lovely. Right. Expeditions. Let's do an expedition. We haven't done one of them. Oh, that's because we're full, aren't we? So I guess what we could do is we could get some materials, but looking around, we're not looking to, there's not a lot of other places we can go. We can, however, have a look at a few locations that we were unable to get to. We need a supernatural expert for the Withering Lair, but we have Sunkissed Creek here, which is for marine life. That is part of the summer expedition. The Great Midge Ridge we can go to once we make a drill. And then over here at Silverback Swamp, obviously that's a wildlife one. And then looking at 2.C, we've got one location that we've yet to unlock, and that is the SS Silverbottom, which again is supernatural. So everything's kind of pointing to our next place being supernatural. We can't do any more in space yet. Obviously, Fantasy and Digiverse are the expansions that we're not yet looking to get to. I mean, we could unlock Meat Wizard, but again, like I said, I'm not too keen on doing them just right now. Although it might well be worth looking into, because we are kind of at the limit of our expansion here. And to get our next level, we need a different type of exhibit in here. Let's go to our workshop then and have a look at what projects we can do. We have a soundstage already. We have the sonic machine. We could put in a photosynthesizer. That might be a good one to do, because it kind of links in with the botany theme that's semi going on here. Let's put the photosynthesizer in. I think having one of those, it's just going to increase the happiness of some of our guests. It's going to give them a little bit of entertainment, and we can place it around where that sprinkler is, like in this location here, because there's a big gap there that we could do with filling in. It obviously isn't going to be, although what we could do, actually, we could send an expedition very quickly. I've just had a very, very cheeky idea. We're going to go back to the allotment labs. We're going to take our botany expert. We're going to give them a first aid kit. We're going to make it speedy, and we're going to start the expedition. This will give us a botany exhibit that we can place down, and we'll mulch it straight away. And then that will have our next star complete. But it's looking much better. There's a nice little flow through this museum. I could probably change some of the paintwork and stuff, and that might help us out a little bit. But I'm quite happy with the development so far. And next episode, we will be heading to Remote Rock, which is a marketing-themed museum, and that will actually bring us the marketing room that'll get unlocked. So that'll be useful for us. We have a reward from the allotment labs. We're going to open that up. We know it's the sickly pear. We'll place it in our inventory, then we will place it down, and this will complete our objectives. So the Judgment Clouder and Scent Situators are doing a noble effort to cover the stench from the oasis. Soon we'll know if the oasis will clear, or if we have bigger, deeper problems. And that is our second star, complete in Bungle Wasteland. It's wonderful to hear of your many scientific developments at the museum. Just a shame they don't include fixing the oasis. Well, we've done that. Our next objective is complete. The sickly pear is going straight into the mulchomatic. And we now need to get 100 guests to view the Judgment Clouder level 2, so that'll be something that happens off cam, and we need to boost our curator class by going to Remote Rock. So, I will leave us there. thank you all for watching again, and I will see you for another episode of 2 Point Museum, where next time we'll be going to Remote Rock. If you are watching on the main series, obviously things will continue in sequential order, but for now, we'll be leaving this one behind, and when we come back, obviously, if you are following along specific museum-based playlists, you'll be able to watch them all on one, and the master playlist will contain a episode-by-episode of how I did the entire game in one go, basically. So you can follow along in sequential order or watch things museum by museum to see how I complete each museum. Hope that makes sense. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.